always underestimate you. You must make them pay for it.
I have to go over the same page over and over and over and over again. Everything I do in life, it sucks. Everything I do in life, it sucks. That's why when I was 300 pounds and 24 years old, it wasn't like I had some big epiphany. I knew my entire life was gonna be a struggle, which is why I just ignored it. And I said, I'm not even trying to jump off into this shit and learn how to read, how to write, how to memorize, how to become something I am not. But through that process, something happened to me. And I realized this is why I feel sorry for no one.
The signal of being in shape is usually a reliable indicator of what you've done to have to get there. Temptation is always going to be to just go back to what's normal, go back to what I know.
This is all preparing me for the big time. So when this time comes, I got to be ready and I got to roll out.
I want to understand the psychology of how you have arrived at this particular position.
So you can honestly outwork anything, but it's that you obviously are a very talented man.
Bind together over mutual hatreds of outgroups. Like the oldest story in human history is that group of people are different to us.
Yeah.
Let's get them.
You don't know what the fuel in a rocket is going to be. You just gotta fucking buckle up and be prepared for the takeoff. Now, if it take off and you don't know where the seatbelts are and you don't know where the lights and shit at, well, now you got a fucked up rocket ride.
I was the lowest form on earth. No talent, no ability to learn, and I literally know what it is to be rock bottom and to build that up.
You give undue, unfair expertise and legitimacy to people who don't have your best interests at heart.
You identify with this gift. We all got the gift. There's something that we've all been blessed with. At some point, if we listen to that fucking little thing that speaks to us inside, some people call it instinct, some people call it a vibe, some people call it an energy, whatever the fuck you call it. Some people call it a voice. Whatever that thing is, bro, if it sparks the thought,
respect is earned. Respect is never given. It's better to be respected than liked. To hell with being liked. So the day when we step on this football field, let's stop being liked today.
I'm unstoppable. I don't care what it is, I'm unstoppable. Nothing will stop me. The greatest of all qualities to guarantee success is the absolute willingness to go at anything and refuse to stop until you achieve it. And you know something? The statistics show that 95% of the goals that you set for yourself, you will achieve if you refuse to quit.
When you fit in, you have internal conflict because you're not being 100% you. When you're exceptional, you have external conflict because everyone sees you as different. If most people don't change, you are going to be an outlier if you're somebody who does change.
I'm not a real smart guy. And what I mean by that is I was born with ADD, ADHD. My brain cannot retain information.
Worrying isn't aiding your performance. Nothing is as important as you think it is when you're thinking about it.
He was looking at me and he just had this like look and he's just swinging his hands. And I said, you're not gonna beat me. I'm prepared to die.
When I wake up, I know the journey that it takes for me to find my greatness. And it's hard. Nothing is easy. When something sucks so bad in life, this is on this that we're talking about now. Very few people want to go back. They're happy they graduated. Everything, every day. I'm a lazy piece of shit. And I'm one of the hardest working people that ever stepped foot on this planet Earth.
You can be a person that's just around a bunch of brilliant thoughts and never ask questions, or you can soak some of that shit up.
As you take off, you've got a particular velocity that you're moving at. And what you want is to find other people moving at the same velocity as you.
Pretty soon you'll fucking learn. If you have the courage and the heart and the dedication and the mindset of everybody can go fuck themselves. I know what I know. I've listened to myself enough to know I know what I know.
When your friends start to say, you've changed, remember it's because they don't know how to say, you've grown.
I built all this willpower. Do you think it's gonna let me just retire because my knees hurt?
We spend most of our lives learning firsthand the warnings that previous generations gave us over and over again.
So I still run. When the time comes I can't run, the body will say, you just can't run. But if I can still do something, that willpower that I have created, it makes me do it every fucking day.
We train Lady. It tells us that we're ready, we're at home, we're where we're supposed to be.
flames don't intimidate us. What do? We control the flames. We control them. We move the flames where we want to. And then we extinguish them.
I go to the core. I am invictus.
I am cold. I am emotionless. I am zen, at peace, ready for war.
I'm telling you right now, this is my life and I'm willing to die to beat you. Because as I've said many times, you don't deserve this. You don't deserve this.
I'm bitter.
I will show you that you don't deserve this. I'm not bitter at all. But you don't deserve this. I will die to beat you. Know that.
Yeah. Be prepared to do that.
Until I woke up. Today's mine. That's just what it is.
Trees don't hang around with the grass, even though they all started from the same place.
Yeah, I'm not a monster.
People give up right before they get what they've always wanted to get. People quit.
There's only one rule in this f***ing jungle. When the lion's hungry, he eats.
Everybody that has got from a place where they don't want to be to one where they are, there's a point where they're so different that they can't resonate with their old set of friends.
Right.
But they're not yet sufficiently developed that they've created their new set of friends. And there's this temptation to go back to the old patterns, the old ways of thinking.
This rematch! He should have killed me when he had the chance, because now I'm back and I'm gonna kill you and your whole fucking team. You and them bitch kids!
If there is negativity, concern, anxiety, fear in your internal world, then it's going to be reflected in your external world. So be sure that what you're taking into your mental diet is just as pure as what you would take into a physical diet if you wanted to sustain high levels of physical health and energy. Absolutely important. Feed your mind with books, feed your mind with tapes, feed your mind with positive conversations.
But height does not make you a good fighter at all. Bigness does not. It's right here. This is what makes you a fighter.
That changes the whole trajectory to what your life can evolve into because you took a second to listen to that shit. You are identifying with your blessing. You are identifying with your gift. And at that point, you learn what the fuck it is and become one with it and walk in your purpose, bro.
There's been no free lunch in weight loss ever yet.
If you can't hunt, if you can't kill what you eat, don't eat meat. Don't touch it, because you don't understand where it comes from.
Life has to be hard.
Yeah.
It has to be difficult in some ways. It doesn't have to be, shouldn't be traumatic, shouldn't be, awful or painful, but things have to be hard for you to learn to do hard things.
Yeah.
And this world, like it or not, is going to demand that you do hard shit.
I woke up. Everybody else is f***ed. Because I woke up. That's how I look at it. You all had a chance.
Your haters are out there holding their breath, waiting for you to fail. Make sure they suffocate.
For you to find greatness in yourself, you're not going to find it by looking in a book or by even hearing me. I may give you the spark, but you've got to go inside yourself to find it. And that means you got to be quiet. Shut the fuck up, go in a room, stop talking, search your soul, search your mind, search your abilities, and you'll find it. But if you're not looking for it, you won't find it. So you gotta go start your journey.
If we look up in 15, 20 years and we're in the same spot, well, that means that our fucking groundbreakers that was doing all the shit during that 15, 20 years never shared the information so that these new people could come through and break new ground.
What are you willing to sacrifice, and what are you willing to give up to find every bit of who you are as a human being?
There's always some creepiness that lurks behind the scenes that you're trying to cover up for with your action.
If you don't, then you're not doing your part. And if the world never fucking grows, you gotta raise your hand and be responsible.
You become a flaming sword wielding, card carrying member that's as aggressive as possible to push back against it, or you go the other way and you begin to caveat very aggressively. Difficult realizations of people who want to change their life is that if you do it well, you might have to go through a period where you let go of all of your friends.
The moves that we're making allow you to do more, to get more, to see more, travel more. explore, experience.
Look, the fire's coming. Are you ready for the fire? We're firemen. We are firemen. The heat doesn't bother us. We live in the heat.
You go after and you give it all you have. If you lose, at least you try, man. I failed. It's 10 times more of a man than someone said, what if? Because what if never went to the arena.